What's up, guys? We got war number 11 here. Just your typical path 9 again. Going through the hazard shift path, rupture bleed, power efficiency. This is fight number 1 here, and I'm going to be using. This was right after I used anti-venom on a POV here, and he was not immune to either of the debuffs. And I was like, what if I just kind of start taking through some of these debuffs and using champions that I'm pretty comfortable with and that greatly counter whoever's on them. So I have a rank 5 A1 Black Panther. I love this dude so much in Battlegrounds. He is a monster, absolute monster, and he's just a monster in general. You're gonna see here, I get a lot of good parries on the SP1 there, so I build my charges up by 8. Crazy. I believe that was a rank 5 high evolutionary. It may have been rank 4 A1, but at the very least it was a rank 4 A1, I think. And so it was overkill, and it was so satisfying to do that fight in 30 seconds. That might be a YouTube short right there. That was so fun. So yeah, I definitely might do that in the future, where I'm just like, hey, I can nuke this fight in 30 to 45 seconds, screw the immunities. Here I'm using Beta Ray build. This is shock and poison. I brought beta for the mini boss and boss for this path that you'll see later, and he also just works really well here because he is resistant to poison and fully immune to shock. I think he has a 50% poison reduction, that's pretty solid, again, especially with the new war rules, or at least for this season and next season, where you heal up after every fight. This feels pretty. I really hope they keep it. It feels so good. But here it went for a little SP2 SP1 rotation, almost got him down with a big burst there. With with Beta Ray Bill, if you don't know, you want to charge his heavy, you want to build up to SP2, charge his heavy to get to 5 stacks of intensify, and then as they are dashing in, throw the SP2, build back up to SP1, and get your shocks that you put on the opponent. You want to get their duration to maybe like half or a little less than half down, and then you combo SP1, have the shocks expire while the SP1 is going off, and get huge damage. Here, oh, I didn't show the node. What are you doing? I have this is poison and cold snap, and then power focus 2, and then there's an absorbing man here. So theoretically, anti-venom completely cakewalks this because of you can do the normal SP2 SP1, or sorry, other way around, SP1 SP2 rotation, where you just do tons of damage. Here, yeah, I get intercepted. That's always fun. I was just gonna be like, hey, I'll just reverse heal him, because why not? And then I got comboed, and that didn't work out. But got some big. We're gonna get big furies anyways, and gonna throw his special. I remember getting very okay. Yeah, this fight was kind of cheeky. He was being pretty annoying, but got him down. Just kind of a combination of reverse healing and damage. And anti-venom does work very well typically for that node. I got wrecked by that light intercept there. Next fight here, we have a gentle. This is rank 4 A1 gentle. I'm gonna use anti-venom. Oh, I didn't show the node again. It's hazard shift, bleed, and incinerate, and one-eyed open. My logic here for anti-venom is immune to incinerate, of course, and then we can also place the decelerates on him so that he doesn't go unstoppable. You're gonna see towards the end of this fight, so the beginning and middle of this fight go pretty well. We just go for the standard SP1 SP2 rotation, and getting kind of wrecked there. Nice. The end of this fight, I'm not super familiar with Gentle's kit. I'm sure there's something that I was missing. It kind of felt like he had a bunch of damage reduction, or maybe I was glancing and not realizing it or something. I just felt like I should have been doing a lot more damage than I was. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments exactly what I was missing, but I probably just need to go back and read his kit a little more. Huge crit there. Huge crit there. Love that. But here, so like this fight's going okay. I'm taking some damage from One Eyed Open and from the bleeds and stuff, but I'm like, it's fine. The fight's going to be over pretty fast. But these bleeds are kind of chunky. I was like, oh, that's weird. I feel like that was a lot of damage for 2 bleeds. And then, okay, so now that I'm, again, looking back over this fight, I see he has the physical resistance, so maybe that's why he wasn't taking, like, he's taking 1400 damage from a non-crit there. It's probably from the physical resistance, but I'm not sure what actually triggers that because I'm not familiar with the kit. But yeah, I'm doing not a whole lot of damage at all. Lost my Furies there, so now I'm really not doing a lot of damage. And again, this is scary. This is a scary part of the fight. I don't have a lot of health, and we're pretty much equal on health. Here I get the 4 Furies and like 1200 damage. That's I just crit for 150,000, and then there I did 1200 with 4 Furies, SP2. So and now he's healing from my debuffs on him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, why am I gonna lose this fight? What's going on? And this whole time I'm still trying to put decelerates on him so I don't have to worry about the unstoppable. And I thought this, okay, got a lucky crit there. I think he has the thing that, it's the same symbol that North Star has, that blue symbol, and I think it reduces the amount, or it like ups your crit resistance so you don't get crit as often, and he has physical resistance. So, I'm showing the notes now. Great, nice. So I think maybe that's why I was getting so little damage there. But yeah, that was really scary. I was not expecting for that to be a hard fight, and it was. But here we have a lizard fight. This is another Black Panther fight here. Very excited to use him. I also don't remember this fight at all. I remember thinking to myself, maybe this wouldn't work because he has the unblockable specials, but I'll just like parry his basics and build up that way. I love when my opponent just throws a heavy for no reason at the beginning of the match, because that's also my favorite thing to do. It's just throw a heavy. Anyways, sorry. That's just the AI in this game is so funny sometimes. But here I'm getting some power from the Dex buff on me, so I just decided to let rip the SP2 a little early. And even with, I think that was like 26 charges, that is 1/3 of the maximum charges that you can build on Black Panther. Again, this is rank 5 A1, so it's a beefy Black Panther, but just from rank 5, I mean, that did one third of his charges did 2/3 of Lizard's health. So that's just crazy. Here, am I gonna? Okay, we got some Quake style dexes. Okay. It's funny, I don't remember this at all. This was a few days ago. But we got pushed to SP3 there. I do remember, I think, throwing this SP3 and just kind of finishing off the fight with an SP1, with a heavy SP1. So yeah, I'm building a power from Rich Get Richer on this node. I didn't show the nodes again. It's Rich Get Richer, Steady Perseverance, and Footloose. Okay, I went for the SP2 anyways. I don't think I needed to do that, but yeah, plenty of overkill on that second SP2. A little bit of a scary fight. Had to do some wall dexes there. Couldn't block his SP1, but still ended up all right. Next fight, we have some mini bosses here. I totally missed the nodes, so we're gonna go back again. Next fight, we have mini bosses here. False Confidence, Missing in Action, Fight or Flight. This is on the right side of Boss Island. Onslaught mini boss. I did not have, just with who I brought for my path and who's coming up. Great start to the fight. Just love that. But I didn't have a fantastic option for this. And whenever I don't have a fantastic option, I'm just like, ooh, can I just use anti-venom? Because that's how my brain works right now, because I love this guy. But anti-venom he works completely fine for onslaught as long as you're not dumb like that and hit into him while he's unstoppable. Wow. I mean, this is so bad. I do not remember this going this poorly. But here, the main thing I got, funnily enough, I got debuffs on him from him hitting me, which is funny. I guess that's a positive. Anti-venom. I wanted to get the decelerates on him so that when he goes unstoppable, he doesn't. But that's the whole reason I kind of was like, all right, at least I can shut that part of the node off, and that helps to avoid some of the miss shenanigans that can happen too. Because when a buff expires on onslaught or on anyone in this fight, that's where you have a chance to miss if you don't knock them down. But ended up just going for the SP2, and it had so much damage from basics and from the SP1 that it didn't matter. The rest of the fight just was easy. So that was a good little showcase of some classic anti-venom tankiness and also just good general versatility. And now here, they banned my boy Vox, which is so sad, or else Vox would have absolutely destroyed these next two fights. And I've never used Beta Ray Bill for Ruby, and I wasn't exactly sure how this was going to go. This was kind of just, hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least I know either to not bring him to this fight, or how to use him a little bit better. So I was kind of thinking the SP3 maybe is the thing to go for. Also, that's crazy. the SP3 is maybe the thing to go for in this fight. I forgot the nodes again. I may have shown them, but I'll say them now off the top of my head. It's the polka dot power, stun reflection, and brute force. So this is a rough mini boss here. Especially Ruby makes a ton of sense, because if you don't have an auto block counter, you can pretty easily get just like gradual damage from the brute force. And here, went for the SP3, try to build up some intensifies. I think you only got like 3 right there. Oh, I got all 5. Never mind. What am I saying? But here I'm just trying to, if I can, race back up to an SP1 or an SP2 to get the pause on the what is that buff called? I was trying to get a pause on his SP3 buff so that we can still do lots of damage in red numbers. And I was like, ooh, I can maybe get it right here. And then it went away, and then she had a bar of power, and I'm getting wrecked, and I'm getting brute forced. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. If you don't have an auto block counter, it can get pretty scary with that brute force. But yeah, Ruby, I'm not sure in the future I'll bring Beta Ray Bill if I'm going to take this Ruby fight, just because the SP2 lock is so annoying for Beta Ray Bill. And he also, he's not a auto block counter. The main reason I brought Beta Ray Bill was, again, Vox was banned, and I really wanted Beta for the boss coming up. And at least that was a good fight. This was not a good fight. So, took a death here. Still got her down 30%, so he can work. I think what I would do differently, if I had to bring Beta again, which it could happen, where I have to bring Beta for a different fight, and he's kind of the best option for this. I might just try not to do any sort of SP2s or SP1s and just go for the SP3s. That might just be the way to go. There, I did a little cheeky heavy to start because I have a max sig Beta, and I can, because he takes no damage from if he's charging his heavy attack and he has his unstoppable. If he's unstoppable, he takes no damage from that. And this is also kind of what I was thinking too with Beta. He has really good heavy reach, so I was like, oh, maybe I can just get some good heavy counters off her SP1 while she has the auto block, which is true. I don't think I did a really good job of that in the first fight. But here we just, as long as I don't die here, it doesn't really matter what I go for. I actually was able to get an SP2 off, so like it's possible. It's just hard. It's hard. It's a hard fight. Got stunned there. Oh god. Do I die here again? I know I don't, but I would be so frustrated if I did. But no, just go for the SP1. Not even gonna detonate the shocks, but just from base damage I get her down. So I think you can do that fight with Beta. It's just really tough. I think you can do the SP2 rotation. If you can get one SP2 off, I think you'll be good. We got the boss here. We have a Solvark. This is a big boy Solvark. He is pretty annoying. He's a very annoying defender. And also, I would have just used Vox here. I'm pretty dang comfortable using Vox against him. I'm comfortable with Beta too. I've used Beta for Solvark plenty of times, especially in Battleground, surprisingly. I used to run Beta on my deck a lot more. I don't as much anymore, just because he really is more of a mid to long form content sort of guy, but like he can work in the Battlegrounds health pool if you want him to. Like if you think he's cool and have fun with him, which he is cool, then you can use him. But anyways, here goal is to build to an SP3 and just get some really good. Oh man, I got hit there. And when you get hit by his SP1, if you do get clips, you get a whole bar of power from Beta's abilities, because he can't get power drained. He just gets a bar of power when that happens. That can be a fun way to speed up to more bars of power, and I wasted it because I was already at SP3. But I got an SP3 and just doing a lot of good base damage with the pulverizes. So whenever your first medium attack hits Solvark, it's going to pulverize one of his armors and just do tons of damage. It's like a 25k burst ish. So that it's just like good base damage, and it also takes an armor off of Solvark, which is nice. But I went for that first just to get like some decent damage. I was trying to push back up to an SP2 to see if I could get the pause. Couldn't get it. It is what it is. If you can race up back to an SP2 fast enough and you're able to pause the SP3 buff, so nice. But can't do it. It's all good. We're still gonna pulverize armor on every single one of Beta Ray Bill's medium attacks, his medium ones. So we're still doing lots of damage. There's just gradual damage. As long as we don't get super wrecked, we'll be all good. Almost got super wrecked. Wow, almost got super wrecked. I don't know why I charged. You didn't need. I don't know why I charged the heavy there. It was because I was panicking because I almost just died. But at this point, we have 11 shocks on him. This is gonna do a ridiculous amount of damage. Literally, we just need to wait, throw the SP1, and this is gonna kill him. Yeah, 11 shocks is like that's enough to. That's the amount of shocks you want to put on like a Labyrinth fight or a not Realm of Legends, but a Necropolis fight. So that was plenty there. Got him down. Just gonna rewind a little bit so I'm not stuck on that screen. Oh, perfect rewind. Look at that. But that was a fun little beta fight there. We got another death this war, unfortunately, against that Ruby. I think I could have just played that the first time a little better. And overall, I just probably won't bring Beta again to that fight. But at least he worked really well for the Solvark, and that was kind of the main reason I wanted to bring him. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.